All right, so we have a potentially leaked screenshot, which I'm assuming it is, right? That has been posted on Fighting Games Daily. Possible Virtua Fighter leaked screenshot. It all adds up. It all looks like the same stage that we've already seen the actual combat on. This is two Akira's, obviously with two outfits. One's going to be default, one's going to be alternate, which is pretty groovy actually. Anyway, it mentions that there is a minimalistic HUD. Great. Akira has been hitting the gym. Yeah, he looks pretty beefy, right? I mean, I think he always has anyway, but whatever. Looks legit with the same stage from the trailer. And there's a meter below the health bar, could be a stun bar, right? Now, what I'm thinking, right? Because first and foremost, so you can stagger your opponent. If you watch this video closely, this is over on Wireman FGC. Go check him out. Attacking a staggered opponent. You'll notice here in the right that there is an icon that appears. Right, this is a bit of a staple that we've seen in Virtua Fighter games, and actually some other games as well. That when you get stunned or staggered in Virtua Fighter's case, you have to vigorously wriggle the stick to try and get out of it as fast as possible, so they don't try and like inflict further damage on you. And I think the guy said you got to land about like five. You got to land about like 5 mid attacks. I don't know if it's supposed to be on low or not, because I think he mentions that as well. But regardless, this is the icon that appears, right? That you then have to. Hang on, we'll go back. We keep an eye on it. There we go. Right. So you've got to wiggle a stick, right? So it's kind of like, remember in Street Fighter when you get like the chicken, was it the chicken? Were they little birdies? Whatever they were. Little birdies or the death skulls meant that you were like stunned, right? And so I'm wondering if they are doing so right now, like, we don't have any sort of gauge to measure that, right? So I'm wondering if in this instance, right, it's kind of like, you know, it's a gauge that when you're blocking, you know, and they just keep pummeling, eventually you'll crack through and then you'll go into the stagger state. I'm wondering if they're modifying that slightly. But I want to read some of the comments because obviously there's going to be a lot more people in here that know about this than I do. So let's have a look. Quinn says it'd be surprised by the inclusion of a stun bar, but then again, Street Fighter 4 and 5 had it. Maybe it's a meter that gives you temporary buff to that character's moveset, like Tekken Heat, but multiple times. Also could be a guard meter. Yeah, I'm thinking more guard meter because they are trying to keep this really grounded, right? Trying to keep it really, really grounded. And I'm hoping it's not some sort of bar that fills up, you know, just to, you know, like, actually, just going back to the guard thing for a sec. I wonder, like, so should the guard meter then deplete when you're not guarding, or should it stay there until it fully maxes out and then you can go into a staggered state? I'm in two minds about that. Anyway, and the reason why I say that is because then it kind of becomes something you got to keep an eye on, right? If you get up to halfway after guarding a bit, you're like, oh, I've only got halfway left before they can fully crack through, you know, and make me completely vulnerable, and I can't actually block for a tiny amount of time, then that would make things a little bit more exciting versus you getting halfway after blocking and then you let go of block and then it just depletes. So I don't know. There's two ways of taking that. Optimize says it definitely can't be a stun bar because their health are both at max and the bars are filled differently. If it's a guard meter, it might be the new threshold for getting the previous shake to break stun. So if you run out of gauge and block something heavy, run out of stage and block something heavy, you get staggered. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. I'm seeing 2 bars below the health bar. This is true. This is actually okay. That could be that could just simply be part of the UI. Right? I know what you're saying. Right? I know what you're saying. Hang on, let me zoom in on that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Let's see what this person says. No, the red and the blue one are not bars, it's just the colors of player 1 and 2. Okay, good. Yep. let's not panic. Let's not panic, boys. Right. So hang on, let's reduce that down. There we go. Hey baby. Cat's running around. Let's see what else anyone else has to say about this. This looks like Street Fighter 5 Alpha build. I still dig it because it fits. You're probably already on top of it, but just in case. Yeah, lamb chops and shit about lamb chops. This looks next gen compared to any current fighting games. I love it and seemingly going to try getting into it, even though I only played Tekken my whole life. Well, that's the thing though. Like Virtua Fighter has a really good opportunity here to scoop up essentially the Tekken players that, you know, feel disenfranchised with the way that Tekken's gone with Tekken 8. Right? Tekken 8 has been a dramatic shift in the way that it handles the fighting game for its own series. Therefore, you got a lot of people that want to go back to that more sort of like very grounded combat style of fighting. Now, I understand, sure, fighting bears and lasers from Angel and Devil, but ultimately it was still very grounded. Like, it still felt like a very grounded 3D fighter. You know, because they had to go toe-to-toe with Virtua Fighter. Right? Virtua Fighter was kicking ass, and Tekken was basically Namco's answer to that. Right? But now with Tekken 8, it's such a massive departure that there's probably a lot of disenfranchised Tekken fans going, well, I just want something that feels like a solid, no bullshit, no gimmicky fighting game, right? Alejandro says, please don't be Heat, V-Trigger. Please don't, V-Trigger, please don't be a Heat. Yep. He's just, you know. So, Akira looking like, maybe not quite. I mean, Bolo literally has like saucepans for like pecs. So, you know. Please no supers, the last of its kind. Yeah. You can see, I've been reading comments over the last, you know, week or so, ever since whenever it was, ever since the reveal of Virtua Fighter, you know, both with r.e.v.o coming out next month and of course the new VF, and people are craving just a no-nonsense fighting game. Right. I like Akira with long hair, but this is very interesting. I've got to say the stage is highly detailed, yeah. Bro has Tekken 6 to 8 body build. Why does that poster on the back to the left look like one for Milo? It's the bar they used that is used for Virtua Rush. What was Virtua Rush? Let's have a look. Virtua Rush. Okay, that doesn't help me. Oh, hang on, here we go. Fighting out. Hang on, what's this say? Is it gonna tell me what it is? Somebody said, I hope it's not Virtua and not. Anyway, I don't know what it is. Anyway, I don't know what Virtua... I couldn't find a definitive answer. It's a fart meter, right? I really hope... I really hope they add a Taekwondo character. Yes, dude, yes! My main character has always been in Tekken. It has been either Baek Busan right? Baekdu-san or Hwarang, right? I've always gravitated to them because I used to train and teach Taekwondo and Hapkido. So it would be very cool, very, very cool to have a Taekwondo character in the, I don't care if it's a female, I don't care, just put one in there, right? Don't give a shit, right? But I'm assuming they might do a male. I mean, we've had Kim Hap Kwan in the, what was it? When did he first appear? Was it the Fatal Fury series or King of Fighters? I'm pretty sure it was Fatal Fury. Anyway, I could be wrong. So, and then we got Hwarang. So yeah, we definitely need some more TKD representation up in here. We need all of them kicks. And I believe, in my heart of hearts, right, that a Virtua Fighter version of a Taekwondo character would be mint. Like, absolutely mint, right? I think they do it extreme justice, right? Virtua Fighter finally discovered meters. Virtua Fighter 6 might not have the stick icon though when stunned. That's what I was first thinking. That's what I was first thinking, right? That instead of the wiggle stick, and listen, it might pop up still as a side bonus, right? You might be able to enable it as like a throwback, a callback to it. It might even just happen by default. But ultimately, you're guarding, and the guard breaks, and then it wiggles, and then you've got this, you know, maybe, like, I don't know. No, I was just thinking, like, if you were doing certain attacks that broke the guard meter faster, maybe this like the staggered stun state would last longer, right? So if you really smashed into them, you know, then they'd be staggered and stunned longer. But if you were like chip, then it wouldn't be as long once you get staggered or stunned, and then you can get out it faster. I don't know. So, is this the Philippines? Those proportions put Street Fighter to shame. That's a little silly. Yeah. It looks like a Street Fighter 6 custom character. I hope they aren't taking the Strive approach and making all the characters cartoonishly more buff for the sake of the American audience. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, but they have the original Virtua Fighter team working on this game. So that's a huge boon, right? Incoming supers in Virtua Fighter, let's go. No fucking meters, please. Yeah, it's going to be really... I mean, look. I mean... I really hope it's not a meter. I really, really hope it's not a meter, right? I really hope. It could be... Virtua Fighter needs to pave the way to show that it's okay to have minimalist fighting type games out there that, you know, offer a massive wealth of depth and discovery without needing some sort of super bar, right? I'm really hoping it's just like a gauge thing, like a guard, you know, that you eventually break. But let me know what you guys think about this anyway, because this is all very exciting. And yeah, catch you guys next time. See ya.